Hi everybody, we're back for day 8, use any strategy for our math fluency. We've got the problem 12 times 5, and the strategy that I'm going to use to begin with is I'm going to choose between either writing 12 fives or 5 12s. So what that means is I can either write 12 5 times and add it together, or I can write 5 12 times and add it together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And at this point I can solve whichever one I want to solve. Counting by fives is the easiest for me, so I'm going to choose, even though there's a lot of fives, I'm going to choose this one as opposed to trying to add up all those 12s. You choose whatever it is you want to solve this problem using any strategy. Again, you don't even have to use this strategy. You can use something else. When I solve this problem, I'm going to go ahead and write the answer here. I'm going to let you guys do that. You go ahead and choose to solve it anyway. If you'd rather do a Math Mountain here, again, you're still going to have to figure out what 12 fives is. Another way you could solve this is by using our distributive property. Don't forget that that is always an option. We can do breaking the 12 up, breaking the 12 into a 10 times 5, 5, sorry, plus a 2 times 5. If you would rather use that strategy works just as well, because then you do 10 times 5, 2 times 5, and then add the two answers together. Why did I set it up this way? Just in case, because I know it's been a while since we've talked about distributive property. I had a 5 and a 12. We can count by fives like nobody's business in 3rd grade, so keep the 5 alone. Counting by fives is easy for us. Leave it alone. Don't do anything with it. This times 5 part, I'm going to leave it alone, which is why you see it here, and that's why you see it here. So parents, if you're helping out with distributive property, this is how we do it. We choose one number to leave alone. In this case, the times 5 is easy to do. And then we break the other number. So what I did is I decided that 12 would be easy to break into 10 plus 2. 10 plus 2 is an easy way to break 12. So what I did was I put 10 in the first parentheses times 5. And then I took the 2 and put it in the second parentheses, 2 times 5. So what I tell the kids is, and kids remember this, one of the numbers gets left alone, times 5, and the other one gets broken up. So then once you're done with that, you just have to multiply 10 times 5, which is 50, 2 times 5, which is 10, and then those two numbers just need to be added together to make the final answer. So you've got different ways you can do it. Skip counting, you can do it with distributive property, sorry, or you can do it with a model. But since I have to do it with a model over here, I chose not to use a model here and then use another model over here. I chose to use a different strategy. Now I'm on to using a model. And again, there are several different models you can use. I'm going to draw a picture, and I'm going to do it by making 12 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now, the last time I did a model like this, I did some dots inside each circle. 5 dots, 5 dots, 5 dots. But because I have so many groups, I'd rather not. What I would rather do here is instead of drawing in my 5 dots and counting them all up, I'm going to go ahead and just write a 5 in each block or in each circle, in each group. So I'm going to make a 5 here. And this is a variation on the equal groups model. You can choose however you want to do this. If you would rather draw in the 5 circles so that you have circles you can count, go for it. I'm pretty confident in my ability to count by 5s, even though there are so many of them. That writing in the number 5 is a faster, more efficient way for me. But if you know that you struggle counting by 5s, you might want to draw in your circles so that you've got 5 circles in each group, and then you can count up all of your circles. And then I want you to practice counting by 5s all the way up to 60 on a daily basis. I really want you to know how to count by 5s all the way to 60 and get really fluent at that. Now that I've made my model and I've drawn my 12 groups with 5 in each group, I can go ahead and count up how many 5s I've got all together. It's kind of like this skip counting that I did over here, right? We're just skip counting. Skip count by 5s 12 times and see what you get. When we go to write a story, I want to remind you that writing a story for multiplication is different than a sum some more story. When you see that times 5, then you know that you're going to have groups of something. Think of that multiplication sign as a way of saying groups of. I've got 12 groups of 5, and my groups can be anything. I can make boxes of things, bags of things, packages of things, some kind of container. So my story is going to sound something like this. Normally I start with a person, but today I thought I'd start with something different. I'm going to start with a place. The restaurant has 12, and I need to think of a container now. Let's go 12 tables. And then I'm going to say that there are 5 somethings on each table. So let's do that. There are 5 napkins on each table. I could have said there are 5 chairs at each table. I could have said there are 5 forks at each table. Now my question is, how many napkins are there in all? Question mark. So again, I've got my 12 somethings, and in this case, I had 12 tables. That's what my groups are. They're not boxes, they're not packages, but each table is a group. And on those tables, I have 5 napkins each. So there's my story. See if you can write a different variation of the story for yourself. Now, how do you know your answer is correct? Well, things that I want you to consider. First of all, I'm going to start you with a sentence frame. I know my answer is correct because. And you're going to finish this answer on your own. But here are some helpful hints. Things to consider putting in your answer. Maybe you know your answer is right because you skip counted. Maybe you know your answer is right because you created a model. Maybe you know your answer is right because you used distributive property. Let's go with a different color. Let's go with black. used distributive property. If I were going to write my sentence, it would sound something like this. I know my answer is correct because I skip counted by fives 12 times. And I made a model of 12 groups of 5. That's one way to do it. Another way to say it would be, I know my answer is correct because I used the distributive property and I made a model of 12 groups of 5. Something like that. See if you can't figure out your own sentence here. How do you know your answer is correct? Use these hints as ideas to incorporate into your answer. And as always, comment in Google Classroom if you have any questions. Bye.